Well, hey, Gundam Maniacs, welcome to another episode of Gundam Explained. In this week's episode, we're continuing our look at the Evolve series, and this time we're at episode 9, which by now, it's like I seem to keep saying, oh, this is the best one, even though there's some duds, but this is pretty good. It features Amuro, Rei, Shin Matsunaga. It even seems to reference Johnny Raiden. This seems to be a pretty awesome episode, especially because it takes place within the Zeta timeline. It has some badass Titan stuff going on. Hey, but before we get started, if you haven't, please subscribe. If you think it's a cool video, give it a like. Check the links in the description for ways you can support the channel, or come join us on our Discord. We have a lot of fun there. But let's get started. All right, shout out to Ayofai Kuang. It's a YouTube channel. I found my MB server for some reason wasn't streaming to my PC. There's always something. Starts off with some like wireframe animation of a pilot or something. Okay, and this is pretty neat. We're seeing a Yug pilot of some kind. So this still does the CGI but cell shading, but it seems like they've really, this episode really has pronounced cell shading in it. Still looks good though. Yeah, this is a 2006 joint. And we're seeing the red Zeta Gundam, pretty cool. And then some guys talking about this yellow one here, and the Grey Wolf. Apparently this is Shin Matsunaga, apparently, supposedly. Yeah, and as I'm watching this, I'm trying to figure out, could this possibly take place within the Zeta Gundam timeline, or is there something here that contradicts it? Because there's more. So it flashes back to that character we were just meeting, you know, looks like with the purple hair, piloting a mobile suit in a funky way, probably some cyber new type. Oh, and look who shows up, Amuro Rei. This is getting exciting. And she's like looking into her past, and she talks about she's hoping to meet someone, and then all of a sudden we see Amuro in his little buggy. Kind of a wide shot in this hangar here that looks pretty cool, because we're seeing like that yellow Zeta in its core fighter mode, its transformed mode, Wave Rider, whatever. And then before they launch to wherever they're going to launch off to, they are upside down. But this has to do with the launch platform they're on. So because these mobile suits are able to have that transforming ability, they're able to get into a jet mode to allow them to take off into space. Although I know in some other Gundam where we see in Unicorn, usually there's an associated shuttle to get off of to get off the Earth's atmosphere, just because of how hard it is for thrust to get through. But we see that there's some boosters they're on anyway that they get off of. But yeah, if anyone has any other information about the possibility of leaving the Earth's atmosphere, depending on what type of boost you're using, yeah, let me know. But as we're launching, you know, Amuro is known as the White Unicorn, which is very interesting. There's a lot of reasons that would make sense. We have the whole Anaheim Electronics working with Amuro Rei to build custom mobile suits. He has that little unicorn logo, but then we have Unicorn, Gundam Unicorn, which seem to use the word unicorn, but in another way, but there's a white unicorn. So I don't know if there's a relation there. I'm unsure of. If anyone knows, yeah, let me know below. And so we're being introduced to some of these like Titan officials, and they have some crazy psycho mobile armor in play here. Look at that. This is something that's kind of up my alley in a way. It's some like psycho pyramid. It has a pyramid shape. I think this is crazy because this is something I have envisioned for a while, of like battling in space and some mysterious force and like some pyramid shape object, almost something like at a Gradius or R-Type, you know, those older shooters. Because this isn't really UC Gundam-like, but I'll let it slide. And really, these battles are really awesome. The sound design's really good. I love space battles, and this does a good job of portraying that with the lasers firing and everything. There are the 3 pilots all together. It's kind of cool seeing these characters in this way. The animation's pretty good, just low res based off being from a DVD. I wonder if they're able to get the originals and maybe HD them. I don't know. Another cool shot of this pyramid thing. I think it's a neat idea that I've had myself. I just like to I'm seeing it and fighting mobile suits. It's pretty cool. And then we have some scene where I guess the whoever's piloting this pyramid, it's probably a bunch of Psychomu or cyber new types. I don't know. They're able to kind of capture hold of the mind of that female pilot in that red Zeta, and I guess. And it seems like something we see in Universal Century Gundam, where there's new types, cyber new types, some of the one side's trying to capture one or use the other. So they kind of have those themes going on here. And then bombs start getting dropped around that area. And I guess the Titans are afraid they're going to get destroyed or something. So they launch these giant like missile silos from underground. It's pretty crazy. Good imagery here. I mean, look at that. It's really good imagery how they portray everything in this episode. Really cool shot of that yellow Zeta Gundam. Okay, and there's a badass scene with Amuro in the Zeta here, just like meleeing with his beam saber. A whole bunch of these little mobile suits that like flew out of the pyramid, the Titan's Psycho Pyramid thing going on, because that's kind of similar to what the Titans did eventually, like Advance of Zeta. They have the Wound Wart or the TR6 inlay that I think that's the one that can have all those Ashramars on it that launch. So it's kind of the same thing going on here. The pyramid itself starts to transform and it just gets even more badass. You can almost see like the little face showing up over there. And I guess, so while it seems like the female pilot cyber new type powers are being manipulated by the Titans with the Psycho Pyramid, they're showing this imagery that makes it look like Amuro with his new type powers are able to break through that and rescue her. It's almost like a three-way psycho wave interaction, and Amuro's new type ability is able to surpass what could be more of a cyber sort of new type thing going on, with the Titan's pyramid, and connect with the pilot. It's pretty cool stuff. And she could be a cyber new type herself. And so that the pilot in the red Zeta then goes like Super Saiyan, and she gets all this shield stuff going on, and I like the way they did the shield, because it almost looks like that tortial sphere that you see with like the magnetic polarity that's like within a sphere, and it's kind of showing that off here with how they're showing the shield, and I'm like, okay, that actually looks pretty good, considering how fantastical sometimes the new type stuff gets. And very Force-like here, because she's able to take that Psycho Pyramid, just like the Psycho Frame Gundams. So many Gundams that it shoots the little arm out with the wire on it. The Saikon Muzaku has that. The Zeong is what I was thinking. But as it gets launched out, she's able to use her Force abilities, new type abilities, and actually use the hand to go grab the head of the pyramid and just crush it. Again, which is pretty cool. So clocking in at 14 minutes, this is the longest episode, and it tends to have some of the coolest little beats within 14 minutes or less because of the credits. It's really telling a good story. Well, and it goes crashing down and it blows up. And then an interesting little shot of the pilot in the hand of something, and it's a sitting sort of Buddha-like statue, something that is seen in Southeast Asia, I think, quite a bit. Which is pretty cool, because as someone that is into Star Wars and the Force, I like more of the Eastern philosophies that are integrated into the Force to kind of give it a grounded reality. And I feel like Gundam does a good job of taking the Force abilities, the mind stuff, to not the next level, but in terms of grounding it in the first place, new type abilities do a good job of that. Adding in this sort of meditation, Eastern philosophy, like directly in Gundam, I totally appreciate, because it helps me as someone that's a connoisseur of Gundam and of history and different cultures. I like the idea of tying in the new type powers with, sort of ancient traditions that have to do with meditation. And that was it. That was the episode. Again, really cool. And let me read the synopsis here. So, Episode 9, in MSZ-006 Zeta Gundam Universal Century, in space there lies a giant mobile armor called the Psycho Weapon, okay? And it's decimating the EFSF fleet, so it's up to 3 Zeta Gundams to destroy the huge weapon. That's an awesome premise idea, even though it's kind of simple, but for Universal Century. This really lends to a cool idea for Universal Century. 3 Zetas, the badass pilots. So, although number 9, this Evolve is the last to come out in Gundam Evolve. It is said to feature 3 MSZ-006 Zeta Gundams, 3 pilots with the aliases Red Snake, Grey Wolf, and White Unicorn, as well as the enormous Blue Rose mobile armor of unknown affiliation in orbit, name used in the end credits. There's also the mention of the Chakra Laboratory of AU, Karaba, and a top secret mission. Okay, yeah, that's another part when I was talking about the Eastern philosophies, meditation, the Buddha. Chakra is another thing that has to do with alignment of different aspects of your soul. So pretty neat again that they integrate that in here. So Red Snake uses a Red Zeta Gundam with redesigned armor on the chest, feet, skirt, and lower leg. The new armor sports a spiked look. In addition, the wings are wider and pointed, and there is a large vertical spike behind its head, apparently protruding from the middle of its back. The pilot apparently is a young new type girl named Yuri Ajisa, who holds a special feeling towards her squadron leader, White Unicorn. Okay, and to look at some background of this character, Yuri, aka Red Snake, says she's a new type, not a cyber new type, but let's read her background. A young new type mobile suit pilot enlisted in the AU. She's the main pilot of the Red Zeta. While based on Earth, she's given orders to sortie in the prototype Red Zeta along with 2 other units to destroy the mysterious QRX-006 Geminis, wreaking havoc in space. So, here we go. So there is a specific name to this, and it's a Geminis. Partial transformation, that is awesome. Let me click on that. Like, look at that. It's a pyramid and it transforms to still have a mobile suit mech look to it. Another transformation stage. Wow. Interesting. All the little parts to it. Okay. Wow. It's like the Big Zam, but you know, of Xeon, but with the Titans, it incorporates kind of the mobile armor aesthetic that we're sort of seeing, but it transforms from that angular pyramid design. I like that. Before launching, she catches, and this is Yuri, she catches a glimpse of her squadron leader, who's revealed to be the legendary Amuro Ray. He remembers meeting him once during the One-Year War at the funeral of her mother when Yuri was still a child. After a fierce battle in space, the Geminis is ultimately destroyed when the Red Zeta, piloted by Yuri, used its unique psycho neutralizer system to take control of the Geminis remote hand to crush the Geminis' head. Okay, before I move on, I remember seeing that in the short where it was almost like, psycho neutralizer. So it almost sounds like something like the actual Gundam Unicorn with the NTD system used, where it's like trying to stop new types. You would think Psycho Neutralizer is kind of around that same type of concept. So the control room was located in the head, sending the Red Zeta and the giant mobile armors burning wreckage, plummeting into Earth's atmosphere. Afterwards, Yuri Ajisha is seen in a forest on Earth, resting on the palm of a giant Buddha statue. Okay, and so White Unicorn is believed to be legendary ace Amuro Ray based on the physical appearance, personal logo, military ranking, Yuri's memory of their encounter at Site 6 during the One-Year War, and most importantly, Toru Furuya being the character's voice actor. His Zeta Gundam unit is the same one that Amuro piloted in the short CGI film Green Divers, with white-purple stripes plus Amuro's signature ace symbol on the left shoulder armor. Grey Wolf's Zeta Gundam, nicknamed Buster Zeta Unit, is a yellow color with 2 additional fins, airfoils on its upper back. Grey Wolf is unhappy with his machine's colors and would have preferred it to be gray. This, coupled with his nickname, his Grey Wolf logo, and the fact that he is a former Xeon pilot, seem to imply that Grey Wolf is actually Xeon Ace pilot Shin Matsunaga, the infamous White Wolf of Solomon. Similarly, the original pilot of Red Snake Zeta is implied to be Johnny Raiden, who was reassigned since Red Zeta is a new type use machine. Yeah, they mentioned Johnny in the short as well. That was my first thought. It is worth noting that the humongous mobile armor in this Evolve bears a striking resemblance to Ramiel, the 6th angel from Neon Genesis Evangelion, both in design and armaments. Interesting. It is a giant pyramid shape. Maybe I'll have to finally try to get through Evangelion. Okay, looking back at this Geminis real quick, because this is cool, this is new. I wonder if there's anything that contradicts it being able to appear in 0087. It's a massive prototype mobile armor shaped like a pyramid and capable of transforming into a humanoid form. It was said to have been developed by the Titans, though details are unclear. According to one account, it was developed by the Chakra Laboratory, which later betrayed the Titans. It was equipped with Saikamu and was piloted by 6 monks with new type abilities. All of that sounds awesome. Cyber new types created at the Chakra Laboratory, so they are cyber new types. The Geminis was fitted with a wide variety of weapons, including a megaparticle cannon capable of attacking ground targets from orbit, an array of beam cannons, a pair of wireless Saikamu-controlled arms equipped with beam cannons in the fingers, and 8 Saikamu mobile suits called Hasta, which can detach from the main body and protect the Geminis. It was nicknamed Psycho Ship. So in late December UC 0087, the Geminis launched an attack on the Chakra Laboratory, which originally belonged to the Titans, but later defected to Kuraba. After encountering and destroying Aug's stout fleet above Scandinavia, it engaged in battle with 3 of Kuraba's Zeta Gundam Unit 3. So Kuraba was working with Ayug, and the Geminis attacked the Chakra Laboratory, which originally belonged to the Titans when that Chakra Laboratory was building the Geminis for the Titans. So I guess that kind of confirms where they kind of betrayed the Titans, which isn't really betrayal. It's more of you're turning on them for being the real baddies. So during the battle, the Geminis ensnared the mind of one of the Zeta pilots, Yuri Ajisha, and held her red Zeta in its right arm. The Geminis pilot somehow began extracting data from the Chakra Laboratory through her. The Geminis then began to bombard the Chakra Laboratory from orbit using its megaparticle cannon. In response, the Chakra Laboratory commander, Blue Rose, fired anti-air missiles at the Geminis. Okay, so Blue Rose is actually the Chakra Laboratory commander. So the Grey Wolf, which could have been Shin Matsunaga, committed suicide by smashing into that Geminis. So I wonder if that is, again, do we hear anything about Shin Matsunaga afterwards? If not, maybe that's canon. That's what he did lastly. With its head destroyed, the Geminis fell to Earth, crashing into the Chakra Laboratory and causing a massive explosion, presumably destroying them both. Anyway, wow, that was a good one. I wasn't expecting, one, for it to be as long as it was, but two, to actually have kind of a cohesive story in terms of the character development, who the characters are, and kind of an arc of the battle where what we see, I don't think, even if you watch it the first time, you're not going to get all that information that I had to get from the wiki. At least I don't think, unless I had to pick apart what they're saying, maybe things on the screens and all that. I don't know if there's any supplemental information on that stuff where, you know, people are getting more info from what they're trying to create with these Evolve episodes. So anyway, that's about it. What do you think? I think this was pretty awesome. I'm just really curious if we can for sure confirm that this could actually happen within UC canon, being, you know, the manga, video games, and the animation. You know, sometimes the manga does contradict, and so sometimes we won't count that. I would be curious to see if this does fit in somewhere. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll talk later.